So that's how to contact me. That's my email address. All the ANU email addresses are the same. I'll hand over to Alistair Gregg in a minute, who convenes this course. As you can see, Alistair is a sociologist. He's from the College of Arts and Social Sciences. I'm a geographer from the College of Science. As I said, we're trying to bring together the different and complementary perspectives of science and arts in this course. One warning about sending us emails. I got, on average, 8 emails a day last week. About 20 or 30 are spam, and I put them in the bin because I'm going to read 80, 100 emails every day. So every time you send Alistair and I an email, always start with the subject line SRES1001. It helps a lot. We know you're in this class. I'm teaching 4 different cohorts of students this semester, so it helps me also to know which course you're in. I don't just want to know you're one of my students. It often saves me a couple of minutes of having to search. And somebody says, which tutorial should I go to? If you don't tell me which class you're in, it's really making my life harder. So always when you email Alice and I, put in that subject line, SRES1001, or if you're a graduate student, 6101. I'd like to introduce 2 of the tutors I think are here today. Lavinia Tyrrell in the front here. Do you want to stand up? Do you know which tutorial you're running?
The Wednesday morning.
And Luke Powder, who many of you have already emailed next to the video camera for purposes of National University of Singapore students. Luke is the head tutor, and if you have questions about tutorials or the web page, direct them to him in the first place, and if he can't answer them, he'll send them on to me. 2 other tutors aren't here. I don't think, is Nikki here? No. So Nikki Moffat is a 4th or 5th year student. I get a bit confused, but she did this course. All the tutors have done this course, so they can speak from experience. I've also all road tested them on a course I run in Vietnam, so I've got to know them quite well and their capacities under pressure, singing karaoke in Vietnamese bars, which is not a skill perhaps I'll use in the course, but I do have some embarrassing photos if you want to pay back your tutors at a new time. Ed Bodle has also done the course, and he's just returning from Yale, where he's done a green internship. So he's been working with the environmental office at ANU, he's been working with the sister office at Yale, and you'll see one of our collaborative tutorials with the National University of Singapore is about the environmental impact of campuses and about what we can do about that. So he has a really detailed and good perspective on that. And as I said, they've all done this course, so they all know what it's like to be a student in this course. They're the sort of the pointy end of contact. Often in a university course, you'll see the tutors each week in a much smaller grouping. They'll be doing most of the marking of your work, most of the feedback. So do get to know them, do take advantage of their knowledge of this subject, and if you do have any problems with the course, you can use them as the first point of giving me feedback anonymously. There's feedback boxes we'll have in the at each exit for every lecture. So again, if you want to give Alistair and I any feedback or suggestions, or just anything you're not clear about, you can do it that way. And we'll also, perhaps tomorrow or next week, we'll elect a couple of student representatives as another formal way in which the FENIS school gets feedback from students. So, as the other points in this slide highlights, it's crucial you get to know the web-based resources of this course. There's a lot of material on the website. I'm pleased to see that about 2/3 of you have already managed to enrol in tutorials, so it shows you know how to use WebCT. I'm hoping too that you will look at the web resources very quickly to see what's coming up in the future. As the web page explains, we've kept up material from last year, so you can see what the kind of things that's going to happen, but as I've already hinted, we're always updating this course, perhaps even on the morning it's taught. So you can go forward and see what's going to come, but bear in mind they're last year's overheads. So there might be some conflicting information deep down the web page in future lectures about when the field trip is, for example, but the web page hopefully at the front end is all accurate, but if you go into previous lectures, sometimes you'll get different information which is a year old. We could delete it all, but often students have said they want to go forward and see the kind of things that are happening, so we kept that. Every year I've taught this course, and Alice and I've taught this course, we've had a formal welcome from country from Matilda House, a Ngambri woman, and she seems to apologise today. She's had a very important meeting in Sydney, which is a follow-up from what you can see she was doing 10, 12 days ago when she led the introductions for the apology with the Prime Minister. But the point that she's made each year, and she says she hopes to come on Monday, is welcoming you to the Ngunnawal Ngambri country and ask you to just think about how this landscape might have looked like 180 years ago, how this landscape has changed over time. I'll come back to that point in a minute. No, sorry, I'll come back to it right away. So Ngunnawal Ngambri country is radically different to what it was like 180 years ago. It's something we need as people interested in sustainability issues. We need to develop some really good tools at reading landscapes and understanding what's natural and what's cultural, what's historic. What about we see on Black Mountain as a result of human intervention? There's old photos of Black Mountain being completely cleared in about the 1930s, so it's a very much regrowth. If you're trying to manage a system and you think it's natural and it's actually created by humans, obviously you're behind the eight ball in terms of your approaches. So we need to think about how this landscape's changed over time.